If you're anything like me, you've probably been seeing a lot of ads for things like this. Now, I wanted to make my desk look nice, but the problem was I only had $5, which is certainly not the same as $430. So I ventured and searched far and wide for a way to create something as cool as this for just the meager $5 that I have. $1.34 later, and around 6 hours of me pulling out my hair, I had parts of the plane. I mean, seriously, did you think it was going to come off the printer fully assembled? Then I went over to my assembly space, dragged all of those pieces onto the table, and then realized that I needed glue. I started off the long assembly journey by putting in the engines because I figured that would be the easiest thing to do. So I then proceeded to spend around 20 minutes trying to figure out how to assemble the wings. And it worked. I had a tail of a plane that had some wings. Then I proceeded to add my super glue on the back of the plane in the holes where all of the wings go. And trust me when I say this is a lot harder than it looks like on the screen. Then I continued on and kept using that super glue to add all of the wings onto the plane. And this was really difficult because the accuracy of my 3D printer isn't great. And let me tell you that made this clearly the most awful part of the entire build. But before I got too angry about it, I remembered this is only costing me $5. I'm saving over $400 by making it this way. Then I added the stand, and this entire thing seemed to be going pretty well. Then I decided that I really needed to make this plane unique. I wanted to make my own airline. So then I made some super accurate measurements of the tail of the plane to make a logo. Then I sent my expertly designed and measured logo to the Cricut and was able to enjoy the ASMR sounds of it until it finished about 2 minutes later. But while all of that was going on, I had some time on my hands. So I had to think of some more things to do to the plane to make it even more awesome. But I really couldn't think of anything, which is where you guys come in. If you have any awesome ideas to add onto the plane, leave them in a comment and we might feature them in a future episode. After the Cricut did its thing, I made this awesome sheet of vinyl that had 2 different logos for the CX Airways, one for each side of the tail fin. Originally they had Airways written beneath the logo, but then I later had to scrap that idea because that just did not work. I then separated the 2 logos so that they could each be applied onto their side of the plane. I then used some transfer tape that I had laying around to transfer the design from the vinyl sheet onto the plane itself. Now applying it was a little bit tricky because it just wanted to stay on the sheet, but after a couple of tries, both of the sides came on and were looking really awesome. By then, it was clear that I was almost near the home stretch. Everything about the plane was looking great. It had an awesome logo, but it was missing one thing. Well, I mean, actually, it was missing a lot of things, but that one thing was coloring in the front cockpit windows. So that's what I did. And then it was done, at least for as much as I could do with $5. But in the future, make sure to leave some ideas in the comment section, and I'll make sure that this plane gets to look so much better